Mohammed, this is the Global Digest think tank group. Where did you have human rights experience? What kind of topic you used to do? Please introduce briefly to our audience, Mohammed.
Well, we have I've gone through a great progress since I come from Afghanistan, and I've seen different kind of initiatives and program which was funded by the USAID and the European Union in order to promote human rights, women rights, and bring a different kind of perspectives and enhancing the idea of human rights in a in a country that was affected by the Cold War. And as my experience in working in various non-governmental organizations and NGOs, which were all funded by programs with the UNOCHA, IOM, WFP, UNFPA, which promoted these initiatives to not only assist and help those vulnerable Afghans, but also promote the idea of human rights.
Right. So you are now pro democracy, or you are part of a current Taliban government, or what is your position?
And I'm currently a pro democracy. I'm someone who is saying that we are equal. Equality is the goal that we should promote, and equality, gender equality, merit equality, human rights. I think democracy is the future, and if it's implemented on its right way, definitely we could have that's a beautiful, safe world. And that is my basic. And being a citizen of the country is to do and bring initiative which favors your country and your countrymen. And that is that should be everyone's first priority. And it's not being against the government or being for the government. The first priority is its citizens, its people, what is perfect for my people, and that is why I stands for my people.
So I mean, you can able to go inside Afghanistan.
It's not actually the restriction. Everyone is free to go to their country. No one has the right to tell me to whether go or not, where to come to my, where to go visit my family. It's not, but as someone, no one has the right to tell me that whether to go or not, if it's whatever kind of government, if I'm, but I'm someone who is straightforward to a point, and I could go whenever I want, and no one could force me to not to go to my country.
So now you came to Austria in Europe.
Yeah, UNITAR. UNITAR is an Institute for Training and Research of United Nations, where I was selected as a candidate for Public International Law LLM program, which was we are currently studying diplomacy as well as having training in United Nations office in Vienna International Center. We are having the studies of public international law, and that's it in coordination with Sigmund Freud Private University. You get the first-hand experience of UN agencies, how it works, how it progress, how the system works, and how the system of diplomacy, multilateralism, and you also get to know the laws that are connected to public international law, which are within the spheres of international law, international humanitarian law, international human rights law, and these topics.
I see. It means you have scholarship.
Yes.
So you came from inside Afghanistan
Yes.
a few months ago, and you know very well inside Afghanistan.
Yes.
And you have a lot of idea. So, can you say there is no fighting armed conflict inside Afghanistan or at the border of Afghanistan?
No, currently there is no armed conflict going on. It's currently it's ruled by a Taliban government, and after the 2021, when the United States and allies left Afghanistan, and it resulted the coming back of Taliban into power. And currently, Afghanistan there's no war. There's a government which is having the power in hand, and they are currently ruling all over Afghanistan. A de
Right,
facto government, but
right. So I mean, at least Afghanistan people has no suffering, you know. There is no arms conflict and no
no, no,
fight.
no. Currently, there's no arms conflict.
People are not suffering. I mean, directly from the conflict or shooting in across the country. I mean, at least compared to other conflict countries, African people right now has pretty much comfortable, like compared to Palestinian or other country. So that's good, but I'm not sure how much the future of Afghanistan and your government uh, development and in the future we can't say, but uh, you can say there is no conflict, no fighting, so at least it seems not bad at the moment in Afghan. And you can say a lot of UN officers are there and diplomat officer in Afghanistan right now. Yes, but there are some not European diplomats. So you went to Pakistan, right? How's the international organization in here
You mean in Vienna?
in Afghanistan?
Well, in Afghanistan, currently, UN has their official mission. UNAMI is currently operating there, and there are also other organizations. European Union is currently still there. Their office is still. They doesn't operate as much as they were having before, but still they are still having their representative there. And also there are other UN organizations such as WFP, UNOCHA, IOM, UNFPA, Food and Agriculture Organization, which are giving and promoting projects in order to help Afghans, because Afghanistan is currently having this economic issues, financial issues for the people.
Right.
It's a bit harder for them, and that's why these UN organizations are really working hard in order to provide assistance for the people in need, humanitarian assistance.
I see. So UN officer there and some diplomat officer here. I think there can be more office can go into Afghanistan, right? UN
Yes.
or different country organization representative probably in the future, because there is no shooting, no conflict, so they can willing to go, I guess.
We could help and do something from our academic turn, which could bring stability, peace, and
Right,
equality.
right,
As a basic individual, working with the various NGOs, our main agendas was promoting women's right and establishing the system, providing the girls. But unfortunately, after the coming of the current government, some of these projects, most of the projects were suspended, and which resulted significantly on these human rights projects, but still, human rights is viewed really differently. And I think currently we are we are seeing that each country, especially some of the countries in the global south, advancing, and we are seeing that human rights is having different values and principles in different regions. And in my research that I have done and that which I've seen, I think human rights have a different principles, values in Europe compared to countries in global south, compared to countries in Central Asia. And some of the values and principles are different. So I think human rights is something that each country has, but it's different. It's different, and compared to what are the international standards that has been provided by the international community. And I think we are coming into this phase of seeing a new world where the proper definition of human rights, which was provided by the international community, is currently changing.
Right. I mean, it can be China has different definition, and North Korea, Russia, authoritarian has different definition. So compared to your Afghanistan or Central Asia, how did you see about human rights? You said it's different from Europe human rights. What are exactly different points?
I think human rights, it's actually a thing that that is really important, but it's really dependent on which country. If you go with the agenda, with the principle, with the values that Europe holds, if you compare that with India, which is one of a super strong big democracies in the South Asia, it's just different, and you could not compare that. If it's just different, it has different meaning. If you if you bring this ideas to India, they would argue that we have our own set of values and principle which are having this collision with yours. So it's better that we have our own, and it's better that you have your own. And I think it's also the same case in Afghanistan. Not only in Afghanistan, go to Pakistan. Pakistan has their own different. Go to Tajikistan, Uzbekistan, Turkmenistan. It's different. It's different. If you even go to countries, African countries or Middle Eastern countries, it's different. You could not say that they are human rights violator, but it's different. The system of human rights, it works differently on those territories, those countries.
I see. Probably, I guess, depend on the country house, depend on the atmosphere of the country, and the leadership mindset is shape a lot of human rights. If Hindu extremists in India will never favor Muslim freedom, like the Pakistan extremist leader, Islam extremists will be, they want to beat Hindu religion or other religion. That will be shape or reaction based on such leadership and the atmosphere of society and the country in different contexts, definitely. But I don't think the principal idea and norm and standard cannot be changed that much about in terms of human rights for human freedom, humanity, liberty, and freedom, and everybody rights should be, everybody want to be a good life. Everybody want to be saved life, and everybody want to be better, atmosphere, houses, and health, and such a lot of infrastructure. So that I don't think anybody hates such thing, So, but the way, the shape or reaction, atmosphere will be depend on each leadership mood and country sentiment also each affected, So in your experience, you said you work in human rights NGO. Exactly what mainly you have able to do human rights issue in Africa? You did women right? If you did women right, what kind of women right, for education or for women sport or any other program? What did you able to do?
It was actually the research. It was actually doing research, promoting education, some of the things providing them to technical vocational training programs to enhance their ability to start their own businesses, help them create their own businesses. Some of them are uneducated, and at least they could set their own kind of make their own businesses and uh,
Program.
yeah, and also educational wise, we provided programs, but it was really different, different kind of experience. But as if I compare that to currently, which I'm seeing, I think it's really different. It's really different. Unfortunately, as I'm seeing, as seeing, I'm currently seeing in my some of my research, going to various parts of Europe, seeing how the main question is the values and the principles, what I would argue, are much more different compared to the Central Asian, Southern Asian countries, and those values. And the question is, those countries are war-torn countries, was the first thing. The second thing is, if you want to enhance, it's a gradual kind of reform. It takes time. It takes time for the people to understand. I think the first thing is you need to educate the societies, break the barriers between the rural and the urban areas, and bring this kind of that the people will realize. Because in each country, for instance, China, India, they have their own history, they have their own set of principles, and you could not say that these are not matching our values or principles, and which will be directly, which will directly have a kind of you're making this argument to saying that you doesn't hold human rights is different. And that's why I'm saying that it's really different in the contemporary world. We are seeing into a new phase of world order. It's gradually changing, and I hope human rights activists from different parts of the world brings and makes this agenda of having respect for each culture, tradition, norms, values. I think these are the main
Yeah,
arguments.
I already told you, uh, as a reflection or atmosphere of its society, its religion, its leadership mood can be different. The atmosphere or reaction or actions. So I mean, but the basic truth thing will be every human interest is one thing. If you eat two bread, the black people, you cannot say you don't eat two, only one, or you don't eat bread. They should
Yeah,
also want to eat two bread as you eat two bread.
Yeah.
like that. So if you say different in that context, you are because of black, don't eat like me. So then uh, that kind of reaction, there are many people, they want to do like that, you know. So we
Yeah.
have to have such kind of differentiating definition of human right or interpretation. Uh, you know, black people also want a good health care. They want to have a nice house and they want to have a good infrastructure. You know, you have to feel what you want to do. They will also want to do, and they want to also eat what you eat. I mean, you know, basic thing can be same feeling, interest, you know, those things.
Yeah.
But I mean, the spicy food or not spicy, that will be a little bit differences, but food is food, you know, basic food they
Yeah.
need. So, so in that context, we should understand human rights is the same, that feeling by every human. So that's the thing. So I see Afghanistan one of very strong Islam religion, you know. Even I think you still wear, women are covering their face, right? So
No, it's not like it's normal. Each and every woman has the right to wear burqa or wear a hijab or wear their national attire differently. It's not something that is forced on women, and no one has the right to tell them to
of
what
course,
to wear or what to not. But it's their own, as I said, it's their own principle and values
right,
which makes them to wear
right.
different kinds
I'm
of
not
attire.
saying they should wear or they should not wear, but I I I see many news or information in Afghanistan is still a lot of population, women population
Yeah,
exists such kind of covering. So women are still wearing hijab or burqa in Afghanistan, but there are many Islam countries. There are also many Islam countries. The women they did not wear at all. You know, so
yeah.
I mean, Afghan has more strong uh, Islam religion, we can say like that? Or how do you think compared to Iran or Saudi Arabia or UAE or other Islam country, Pakistan, or how's the influence in Afghanistan? Iran is a lot of influence in Afghanistan in terms of religion, or because uh, Islam is Shiite or Sunni, and I don't know Afghan is Sunni or Shiite. It's same with Iran or Pakistan, or can you a little bit explain in that context?
Well, it's different. It's actually Afghanistan has both of them. It's Afghanistan population also have both Sunni Muslims and Shia Muslims. It's they live together, and there's no kind of limitation to perform their prayers or their Islamic duties. But it's not that we could say that Afghanistan is more influenced by the Islam, which is which is more connected to Iran one, or the one which is more like a Pakistani one. It's actually a kind of made by their traditional and culture. It's different. For instance, I would say that Arabs in Libya are much different to those who are in Saudi, or there are Palestinians who are like much more different to the culture, the tradition, which are in Egypt or in Lebanon. It's different. It's not, we could say that each country has their own cultural traditions, and Afghan is a really traditional and cultural
Right,
society. And as much as we talk about religion-wise, but it's actually their culture, their traditions, which makes it really a combination of all.
See, so you have your own unique, but you are surrounded by Iran, Pakistan, those other Islam country, right? So
Yeah.
you call yourself in South Asia or you are in Central Asia?
It's Afghanistan is actually known as the heart of Asia. It's connecting South Asia to the Central Asia. It's part of South Asian Association. It's also part of that as well. And meanwhile in the Central Asia, they are not, I don't know, they are part, but they are they have observers stated in OSCE, Organization of Security and Cooperation in Europe, which covers two: Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, Kazakhstan, Azerbaijan, Armenia, Russia, to that extent. So it's connected. That's why they always have their seat in both matters of Central Asia and South Asia.
But you are not part of Arab League, right?
No. Arab League is just a different thing.
Actually, so but Iran also not part of Arab League, right?
No. Afghanistan is not an Arabic country.
All are mixed, living together.
No, it's different. It's different. So it's really different that you could it's Arab. It's just different. Middle East is just different. Afghanistan, it's really if you go back to the history, Afghanistan has a history of 5,000 years. Before that, like if you go back to history, Aryans, then after Aryans, there was the Bactrians, Bactrians, it was Khorasan, and then Afghanistan, which the borders were just too broad. From the one side, Iran, Tajikistan, Uzbekistan, Central Asia, the borders covered too. So basically, it was Afghanistan was a combination of all, some parts of the Iran, the Central Asian countries, Pakistan, to Delhi. That was all part of Afghanistan.
I see. So
Yes.
you are closest to Pakistan and those.
Afghanistan just call themselves Afghans. The people that say we are Afghans.
So your ethnic background are different.
Yeah, it's different languages, different
And
cultures, but it's a combination of mix.
Iran and Pakistan also different ethnics.
Yeah, they also have different.
And do you think Central Asia is totally different, right? Compared to South Asia. They are closer to Russia, I guess. A lot of Russia, Mongolia, or
Yes, Central Asia. Afghanistan is actually, the official languages are Pashto, Dari, there's Uzbeki, Turkmeni, Qizilbash, Shaimaq, Nuristani. It's different, but the two official languages are Pashto and Dari. And in Afghanistan, Pashto is there's Pashto and there's Dari, but it's also, so as I said to you before, like around 74, Afghanistan has, as I told you before, had broad borders, which was most of the parts of Iran to Naishapur, Mashhad, all was under Afghanistan territory, including those parts who was currently Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan. This was also part of Afghanistan's territory. And that's why the people in Afghanistan, all of them speaks those languages which are currently in Pakistan, Uzbekistan, Tajikistan. So as I'm saying, these are much newer states.
I see. Afghan
Yeah.
is historically very old country.
It has a history of more than 5,000 years.
So beside Pakistan, Iran, the other country, Arab country, how did you identify Arab country? Because
It's all by their ethnic background, the way they speak, it's just different. It's
And language?
if language-wise as well, the Iran speak Persian, Arab speak Arabics, and it's different, and that's where you could distinguish between them. And also culture, traditions. How could you differentiate between, for instance, I would say Chinese and Japanese? They're just different.
I see.
You could not, yeah, it's just different. It's just another two different entities, and each country has their own culture, their own tradition, their own